Yo, 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 it's Miss Gray here, and today we're talking about Santa Marta, Lubana, Filomena, from my point of view. Now, who is Santa Marta? Santa Marta, Santa Marta. So I feel it's appropriate for me to preface these things by saying that I do not specifically search or reach or target to work with a specific deity, orisha, or whatever goddess or a god. What usually happens is I have something going on, whatever type of situation, or just internally I feel guided to, tackle a certain situation or whatnot. And these deities kind of make themselves known on their own. Like I might write down something like, okay, well, in the case of Santa Marta, what happened was I wanted control over a situation, not a person, but a situation in my life that I felt I have no control over. Well, what ended up happening was I thought that I needed to gain control over the situation, but actually I needed to focus on the root cause, what was making the situation so chaotic. So it wasn't the situation I needed to control, it was actually my mind, perhaps, or my thought patterns more so. And this is why I think it's very clever and fruitful to work with deity in a way where you kind of let them come to you. Obviously, different strokes for different folks, but because sometimes, let's say you are working on self-love, for example, and you're working on self-love and or raising your self-love, and in your head the lack of your self-love, where you think you're missing, is rooted in perhaps the way you look, let's say, because this is easy to talk about. But actually your lack of self-love has something to do with childhood, something that happened to you in childhood. Abundance, finances can be a big thing as well, I've understood, in the topic of self-love. So you might try to summon like Aphrodite or Venus or Pele, Oshun even, to raise your self-love or sense of beauty. But actually what might happen is Ganesha might appear. Shout out to Ganesh. I really, I fuck with Ganesh for sure. So this is something that might be going on. So sometimes your higher self or your spirit guides or whatnot, they know better in a way than your ego self knows, or what seems to be going on in the surface. So that's just something I want to say, because the thing is, when I talk about magic and witchcraft and deity, of course I do research when I'm in the midst of working with them in my own life, but I've also noticed that for me there's such a thing as too much research. Something about it, with the way my mind works and the way I am, I have to kind of sustain from doing too much. There is such thing as too much information. And with magic, I think it's incredibly helpful to kind of leave room for the magician energy to happen, where you just kind of see it develops your intuition when you do not research every single thing. So oftentimes with these deities that I work with, I like to kind of find out for myself how do they appear, or the colors, or what they have to teach me, and so on. So just if you want to like go into full on Wikipedia type of knowledge, I suggest you go to Wikipedia or Google and then research more. But in my journey, I tend to get most out of more inspiration and guidance into my own path by listening to people's point of view, rather than just listening to something that can be read in a book or something, you know what I mean? So there's that. Now, what I wrote about Santa Marta, Lubana, Filomena, these are the names she goes by, different, I guess, different avatars of her, or different aspects of what she represents. And I feel that she wants me to talk about her, because immediately when I don't always do this, but in the case of Obatala and Olodumare and Santa Marta, I got a very clear depiction of how they kind of want to be introduced, and I wrote a lot down about them as like persons, or as people, you know, how to, as a persona, like about their personality and stuff. So that kind of lets me know that they, for some reason, want me to talk about them. So I wrote down in my Audrey book, I mean, Audrey, she's just, there's something very magical about Audrey. There's few Hollywood starlets that I have like a little connection with, and I don't know, I think Audrey has her own type of magical background going on. But anywho, I'm so into like Hollywood anyway, like movies and movie magic. Not, well, yeah, I am. I know it's problematic, town, tinsel town, but I've always been a huge movie fan. So, because I talk about movies in every video I make, just like I don't even try to, but it just comes out. So I wrote about Lubana Santa Marta that to me, Santa Marta's energy is definitely not to be played with. So you do not wanna fuck with Santa Marta. She knows if you are, you know, if you have like, she doesn't tolerate bullshit. Like there is no room for any type of, you know, sneakiness with Santa Marta at all. She hates liars, and she, what's the, not to hate, but she despises liars, and she picks them out. And I would say if you have liars in your life, or people that are kind of shady, and you are working with Santa Marta, prepare those people to be all of a sudden like you will recognize that Santa Marta might give you that ability to kind of decipher, to be excellent bluff detector, because there is something very like detective like about Santa Marta. She is just so straight to the point, so just, and she's extremely fiery, like spicy, you know, she's spicy. You have you seen the film Pirates of the Caribbean? And there is a depiction, or how Lord, what's the actress name who plays Tia Dalma, aka Calypso? Um, it's Zoe Saldana, is it? So there's something a bit like Tia Dalma-ish, how Tia Dalma is in that film, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, there's this sort of messy, chic kind of quality, you know? And just in a way that Santa Marta looks to me visually, which I do think it's important when you work with deity, because it really helps you to sort of tap into their energy. Santa Marta to me has this, like, she has like big hair that's messy but beautiful, you know? And there's something a bit like Rihanna like about her energy, and I was thinking about where does that come from, and I felt like it's because Santa Marta has this balance of masculine and feminine. Like, she's sexy, she's like sultry, she but it's like effortless almost, you know? And like, she's cool. Like, she's cool, man. Like, I feel Santa Marta is so cool, intimidating almost. But you know, when I say messy, I don't mean like untidy. I definitely don't mean that, and I'm gonna get to that, because that's another thing that Santa Marta will bring to your life. She likes your house clean. Like, prepare to get these urges, like, almost, because Santa Marta is referred as the dominator, like, to basically how they describe it is that Santa Marta is summoned to dominate a situation or a person in your life. That and also she is used to bring back unfaithful lovers and get them to confess that they indeed were unfaithful, and so on and so on. So it's very interesting, the lore that has to do with Santa Marta. But immediately what happened with me, and this was the first indicator that I knew that Santa Marta was, well, not the, well, let's simmer down. So one of the first indicators that I knew, that I just knew that this is Santa Marta wanting to work with me, was that I got immediate urge to start cleaning. And I was in a headspace where I felt like I really don't have energy to clean. But I did. Like I said, I thought that what I needed to control was something in, it wasn't a person. Like I said, I had this situation in my life that I felt I have no control over. And what Santa Marta showed me was that let's start with the basics. And she kind of reminded me that my house, my sacred place, because I'm a very visual person, I love to decorate, and I love little knickknacks and stuff like that, because things hold energy, you know, your items kind of represent you. So Santa Marta reminded me that the way my house looks, the way my apartment looks, how clean it is, how it's organized, like the feng shui in my apartment, is very important part of me feeling in control and me feeling serene and calm in my mind. So that was one of the first things that Santa Marta made me do. Like, I was in a headspace where I was like, I'm over it, I don't even care to clean, my cat is peeing, you know, I just felt like this is just too much. But I cleaned my whole apartment. I cleaned back on the back of the ovens and refrigerators, and I am a clean person by nature, but just, you know, life circumstances sometimes make you be less clean, I guess. So that was one of the first things I cleaned, and that has a little bit just uno momento. I put my cat on the balcony because he's been naughty, and now he's scratching the windows trying to escape, so I feel bad. I have to let him out. Just uno momento. Here I am again. Excuse me, my cat is a special kind of guy, so there he comes. He's such a persona. Hey. So the cleaning thing, and then one thing I also noticed was Santa Marta definitely is into cigars. Neo, et pissa. Hey, nyt. See, my cat is on a peeing frenzy, so I'm like distracted by him. So Santa Marta loves cigars a lot, and I got this urge because oftentimes what happens to me, I don't know if this is common, but I sometimes start to crave or I guess take on these personality traits, but definitely crave these things that whatever, if I'm working with Obatala or Santa Marta or Oshun or Freya, and if they have a specific like food or treat that they like, I start to crave that. And I used to smoke, but I don't anymore. But when I started working with Santa Marta, I got this urge to smoke cigars. Like I could smell and taste the bountiful, like rich and thick smell and taste of cigars in my mouth. And I did indeed buy cigars for myself and Santa Marta. And I love cigars, I do. Neo, are you serious? Explicit content, rated R. So, no tuu tähän. Tule. Sä voit olla tässä, Neo. See, my cat is like he has this thing where he's kind of overly attached to me, and it has nothing to do with him. Like he's perfect in every way, but I got him when he was a bit too young to be separated from his mom. So now he's like, he always follows me everywhere. If I go to the bathroom, I can't go to pee without my cat being outside of the bathroom, like screaming and scratching. So he always has to come as well. And he oftentimes comes and pees at the same time that I do. And he just does not enjoy being by himself at all. So the cigars, and Santa Marta definitely loves cigars a lot, which is pretty cool. And the colors I associate with Santa Marta are definitely green and red and gold, I would say, because I imagine Santa Marta having like these big gold hoops. Like she likes jewelry, I feel. Although like her style is very like simple, but it's not understated, because there's nothing understated about Santa Marta. Like she's just, oof, I'm getting a little like, I mean, I feel like she's hot, honestly. So also what I've picked up energetically is that to me, she is very selective as to whom she works with. So she really, let's say you petition to work with Santa Marta, I feel like she might take her time, kind of, she observes you at first, and really she wants to get into your character as a person, and then she decides whether or not to work with you. And like I said, she sees through the bullshit. So if you are working with Santa Marta, make sure you're very honest with them, straight to the fact, because Santa Marta, you cannot pull one over her. Like, definitely you cannot. And if there's like something in your life when you start to work with Santa Marta where you are not hey, where you are not honest with yourself, like you're sort of like kidding yourself about whatever it is in your life, Santa Marta will make you straight. Like, she will just make you see where you are kind of, how do you say that, self delusion, or I don't know what would be the right word, but she will make you be honest with you, like you to you. And also what I think, that she swears a lot. Like, whenever I'm like tapping into that Santa Marta energy, I'm like, I feel like she's like, bitch, get that done, or like, shit, so it's like, I in my head, she's just really like that. No. And I feel like once you establish, although she is selective, but once you establish that relationship with Santa Marta, I feel she's very loyal. Like, she's not wishy-washy. But if you do not keep up working with her, like if you are flip-floppy, she's gonna like she's not gonna be interested. Like, she expects kind of like an equal give and take situation. But she doesn't demand a lot. Because like I said, I feel like Santa Marta, more than like offerings or whatever, she respects integrity, like honesty, and you being honest within your life, within yourself. Like, that's something that how you can kind of honor Santa Marta, I feel. But she does like them cigars, I will tell you. Oh, and the traditional offerings to Santa Marta is coffee, and then this ingredient that they use to make beer, amongst other things. I think you say malt. Is it malt in English? In Finnish, we would say mallas. But you could basically like buy beer, I feel, almost like very quality beer. And she does like strong coffee, which is the traditional thing also to give Santa Marta, is I feel coffee and honey with an egg. But yes, coffee for sure. Mitä sä Neo teet? Löysitkö sä semmoisen narun? Jaha. So that I would say. So something that I wrote about Santa Marta, she seems like that woman in your workplace. Let's say you are starting your first day at a new job, and Santa Marta is there, or this person that is like Santa Marta. She doesn't like, she can almost appear a little cold at first, like a little standoffish almost, but she's the one, like, she's hot, but she also like smokes, and there's a situation in your workplace where you're like intimidated at first, like, oh, can I do this job? Like, am I good enough? And perhaps there's someone in your workplace that tries to take one up on you, like tries to almost bully you in some way, or kind of make you do these chores that really aren't for you, but they can sense that you're the newbie and stuff. And Santa Marta, she doesn't get involved. But one day, if you come to the workplace and you are just you just had enough, like you're just like, I've had enough of this bully, I'm gonna stand up for myself, and you stand up for them. And then, like, Santa Marta, having been looking out for that situation the whole time, she's like, yeah, there you go, like, there you go, girl or boy, like, you go, girl. Like, she and then she's gonna invite you to smoke with her afterwards, like, and then talk to you during the break that, yeah, that person was an asshole anyway, like, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself, like, there's something like that about Santa Marta, if that made sense to anyone. I'm trying to simultaneously, like, keep my cat on my preview because he's crazy. Like, she's that person in the workplace that everyone's like a bit afraid of her, but they don't like really have to be, but it's just this energy about her that's like, don't fuck with me, But there's like a sense of silence about Santa Marta. Like, she doesn't like to speak a lot. And that's definitely evident. Like, so this is what makes it a little bit interesting to work and communicate with Santa Marta, because it can be hard to interpret sometimes what like I said, she appreciates action, like, it's action over words with Santa Marta, and there's a sense of mystery, and she just makes sure that you're almost like you have the balls to work with her. It's intimidating energy, but it's comforting at the same time because you can trust her. But there is a little trickster energy with Santa Marta, I will say, there is, and you gotta look out for that for sure. Now I feel like I have to make a part 2 here, because I have so much about Santa Marta I want to say, but my time would run out before I get to everything. So I might do part 2, or I will actually, so stay tuned for that. Namaste, oneness, live long and prosper, and I'll be back. Bye.